The Toyota Production System benefits do not just apply to manufacturing organizations. I'm going to show you how you can use the Toyota Production System to solve your real ID performance problem and create operational excellence. Let's start with the DMV challenges. The California DMV is getting slower, not faster. The DMV wants to hire more people to improve performance. The DMV is slow because the DMV processes are slow. The DMV has spent $25 million to speed up, $22 million of overtime paid over 2 years. It is impossible to improve if you don't know where to start. Management does not know the velocities within the DMV system. DMV employees work hard. If you add more employees, that may solve the problem, but at what expense? The California DMV will continue to expand the services it delivers to citizens. Will the DMV be ready? There are always impediments to performance like Real ID. Some are unpredictable. Look at the Department of Motor Vehicles as a system. The DMV contains value streams and overhead functions like HR and IT. A value stream starts with a customer coming up to the counter and terminates with a customer leaving. It measures the performance of every process within the value stream. By understanding your value stream performance along with the performance of every process in the value stream, you know where to focus your improvement effort. Focus on value stream performance. Collect all your process metrics. Look to improve the processes that will have the greatest performance improvement on the value stream. Next, continuously improve the value stream. This improvement effort will lead to vast performance improvements. It will decrease your cost and increase the quality of the service you provide. Guiding principles are for everybody. As you can see from this list, it covers a variety of important areas. It focuses on the operations of individuals and their managers. The DMV can use these guiding principles as a starting point and then build DMV guiding principles. I will focus on one guiding principle as an example, and that is level out the workload. The DMV has some near perfect customers. You know what is bringing them in and exactly when they are coming in. These are the customers that make an appointment. I went to make an appointment at my nearest DMV and they gave me an appointment date 3 months in the future. The current appointment system is ideally focused to help level out the workload, but it's rendered incapable because it only works for people that plan 3 or more months ahead. This represents an area to improve. Pause this presentation to review the complete list and see which principles might apply to the DMV. These 4 steps will have a long-lasting effect on the performance of the DMV and for its California citizens. First, every process contains activities. Beneficial activities are referred to as value-adding activities. Most activities in a process are non-value-adding activities. By recognizing and removing the non-value-added activities, process velocity improves. Next, you start by mapping your most important value streams. The DMV system contains value streams and overhead functions such as HR and IT. A value stream map collects the performance metrics for each process within the value stream. Next, with detailed performance information about your value stream, it becomes apparent where to focus improvement efforts. These improvements increase value stream performance. Once the value stream is mapped, you don't stop. The next step is to continuously improve towards the vision of perfection. Let's start with a discussion of the first step. When you look at the process that the DMV uses to generate a real ID, the activities that slow down the process are called non-value-added activities. Think of non-value-added activities as those activities a customer would not pay for. Let's pick out a few examples. Waiting. This could be waiting for a printer, manager signature, response from a coworker, or any other situation where the process waits. Non-utilized talent. I will discuss this later, as using this talent can continually improve value streams. Inventory. Inventory in a DMV office could easily be paperwork. Boxes and boxes of excess paperwork represents a cost of inventory. It's possible to streamline inventory with a Kanban system. Motion. This is a movement to pick up a tool or phone or whatever. A customer does not want to pay you to do this. Now let's discuss mapping the value stream. This is how you get profound knowledge of the DMV system. This example value stream is of a building permit process for a city. The map follows the customer's submission of a building permit all the way through to the city's okay of the building permit. Like Real ID, the value stream contains multiple processes. Each process takes a certain amount of total time, time within the total time, that is value being added, and rate of defect. By understanding the performance of every process and how it impacts the value stream, allows you to selectively focus on processes for improvement. Let's look at the next step. The goal of any value stream is to improve the total flow capability of the value stream. In this value stream example, the first 2 processes represent flow. The customer goes online and submits the request and the needed documentation. That request then immediately flows to a logic engine that routes the request to the right building permit operator. This decreases the time through the value stream by 90%. The customers are happy and the DMV is happy. The last of the 4 steps is labeled Continue Towards Perfection. Let's discuss this next. Toyota produces, on average, 11 continuous improvement ideas per person per year. That's almost 1 idea per month by everybody in the DMV. Let's first discuss the trajectory. The standardized process is represented by the current condition. Improvement by itself is not good enough. You must improve in a direction that supports a DMV business goal. That is where the vision comes from. A vision is a goal that is unattainable. If you have an attainable goal, then it is called a challenge. A challenge represents a 2 to 3 year effort. When you move from the current condition, you transition through target conditions until you accomplish your vision or challenge. The first movement from the current condition allows you to see what needs to be done to improve all the way to the knowledge border. Past the knowledge border to the target condition requires ingenuity. This first part of Toyota's continuous improvement program demonstrates the trajectory. The next slide will show who's involved. Everyone at the DMV will be involved in the continuous improvement program. Every person you see on this slide is able to either create a vision or challenge. Let's go through this example. It starts with an executive at the DMV proposing a challenge to decrease Real ID processing time by 50% in 2 years. The executive gives this challenge to the Real ID value stream manager. This individual understands the performance of every process in the value stream and is in a position to select the processes whose improvement will have the biggest impact on the Real ID value stream performance. The Real ID value stream manager targets multiple process owners, but in this example, you see her targeting one process manager. She knows that she will not be able to bite off the whole 50%, so she challenges him to increase his process by 20%. The process manager works with his operations to march towards this goal. Note that a significant performance increase in the Real ID value stream will happen after it has been mapped. This performance increase is on top of that initial performance increase. Now that you have mapped your important value streams, you have measured the first 4 metrics listed. You know the time through your value stream as well as the time through every process within the value stream. You understand the time used to add value and the quality of the process output. Takt time represents the frequency of customer demand. In its simplest form, you'll measure the customer requests and divide that by the time duration in which they were received. This results in an average frequency needed to operate to satisfy customer demand. VSPR represents the max throughput capability of each value stream. Matching this to customer demand gives you important performance information. Next, we will overview the high-level plan. The primary goal of this plan is to accelerate the Real ID value stream. Additional effort is used to improve the customer experience. Normally, you would put 1 black belt on building the Real ID value stream, but time is an issue, so I would use 2 black belts. Toyota makes a big effort to manage the customer load. Before we work to manage the DMV customer load, we must measure it, and I would use 1 or 2 green belts to perform this exercise. There are some concepts I have in mind that involve IT. I would ask 1 black belt to manage that project. First, you map the value stream, then you improve the value stream, and finally you execute continuous improvement on the value stream. I would have the second green belt working on putting together the infrastructure for the continuous improvement program. Other than the Real ID program, it is best to start improving the back-end programs that support the DMV offices. This is because any improvement here will improve the performance of all DMV offices. The next effort is at individual DMV offices. By using the performance determined in a prototype DMV office, ideas will be generated that improve all DMV offices. DMV employees are working 6-day weeks, which is not sustainable. It is vitally important that they see a program in place that will help them move back to a 5-day week. A rough estimate of the salary cost of initiating this effort comes out to be less than $1 million. However, as the project moves forward, I would expect the budget to increase as more individuals are brought in to execute improvement efforts. The first effort is geared to decrease the value stream time to generate a Real ID. The goal is to improve the flow through the Real ID value stream. Improving the Real ID value stream is an important start, but the DMV team will be able to continue the improvement effort through continually improving. Validate all improvements with data or metrics. Begin the journey. I'm Jim Fitzgerald, a Lean Six Sigma Master Black Belt. Contact me and let's discuss the Toyota production system and the California DMV.